Allez, c'est parti pour le live Mclaren. Du coup, je mets l'image dans quelques instants. De toute façon, c'est pas commencé encore, hein. Salut Emmanuel. Putain, et ça spam encore dans le chat de Mclaren. Eh ben, ils sont excités, hein. Salut Rémi, salut Ibrahim. Donc normalement, ils vont présenter l'équipe F1 et la voiture d'IndyCar, je crois, d'après ce que j'ai compris. Donc, et peut-être une autre voiture, hein, je sais pas encore. On va voir. Surprise. J'espère que ça va pas durer 1 heure quand même. Il est 20 heures, ça n'a toujours pas démarré. C'est un scandale. Ah, et les commentaires de la chaîne de McLaren, ouais, c'est 113 000 viewers. Oh là là, c'est incroyable. Ah oui, alors, d'accord, ils vont révéler la McLaren de F1, l'IndyCar, la voiture d'extrême E, et Shadow. Shadow, je sais pas ce que c'est. C'est pas la Team eSport? Ça me dit un truc, je crois que c'est eSport, hein. Ouais, c'est ça. McLaren Shadow, c'est eSport. Ok. Bon, ça n'a pas d'intérêt, quoi, ça, pour le coup. Donc j'espère qu'ils vont commencer par la F1. Du coup, sinon, ça va nous emmener jusqu'à 21 h et quelques. Ce qui serait un peu dommage.
Are we in a cold, dark
Ça y est,
car
ça
park
commence.
here?
Have I ever let you down?
On occasion. There've
What?
been a few dodgy restaurants on tour.
Fair enough. Tonight, we've got a very special launch that I figure we can have 2 very special chauffeurs taking us to said launch. And here they are now.
Orange or blue?
Ooh.
I'm going orange.
Lando Norris.
Blue it is.
Good evening. Hello. This is very schmancy. Thanks for the
Beau gosse dans sa McLaren.
What's going on?
Ah, Daniel, il emporte la femme, lui.
So here we are, back in Woking.
Just gonna drop you off here at the school bus.
How excited are you for this year?
It's a new opportunity for us, like as drivers, to kind of show our skills, because I think the driving styles are going to have to be a little bit different, and the way you have to drive the cars, how you work with your engineers as well, because it's a lot more of a development race, especially so early on with this new regulation.
Here we are in your 2nd year. I guess you have packed a
Petite interview dans les voitures, du coup.
that time, including a win for the team.
That's what we do.
Ready to build on that then? Ready for 2022?
I've done what I needed to do. Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to it. It's
Sympa la petite interview dans les voitures. Là.
So like there's so much
Bonne idée.
talking about it, and it's like yeah, but I just want to get there and like action.
When you see that lake and the building, it's pretty iconic in F1, isn't it?
It looks good, but when you get to come around here every night, or you get to go inside and see everything, see the boulevard, see all the cars, then you get a true taste of what it's like.
It does look pretty magnificent. As much as February's a grind for me, coming from Australia, it is pretty cool.
Ils font le
We're in
tour.
electric mode at the moment.
It
That's
does
how
feel
Oui, c'est
really
sympa.
good. And oh, hello.
Well, listen, I'm excited to go have a look at these McLaren's new car this evening anyway,
I
so
can tell you.
thanks for the lift.
Now you need to go and get scrubbed up because we have got a very special launch.
I do.
See you shortly. See, I told you I wouldn't disappoint. Great to hitch a lift to such an iconic building and brand as this. And of course, it's not just home to Formula One. We also see these incredible supercars like the Artura.
But with all the regulation changes this year, Nat, I think everyone's excited to see what the 2022 F1 car is going to look like.
They absolutely are. And tonight is very special indeed because it's a launch for the whole McLaren racing family. Not just the MCL36, the Formula One car, but the cars competing in IndyCar for Arrow McLaren SP, in Extreme E with MX, and eSports with McLaren Shadow. So, should we get the show on the road?
Let's do it.
Petite intro sympathique. Alors, par quoi on commence là? Est-ce que ça sera la même livrée ou quoi? Orange et bleu? J'espère un peu de changement, j'ai un peu de mal avec l'orange et bleu moi. Mais bon, je pense que le bleu il est pour les sponsors aussi. Bon, l'orange, on en aura encore sûrement parce que c'est un peu la couleur de Mclaren de base. Ouais. Donc à l'époque c'était gris et noir, comme Mclaren Mercedes. Je sais pas, on va voir. Vu qu'il y a les mailles du Mercedes tout court, maintenant ils peuvent pas remettre en gris de toute façon. C'est pas possible. Elles sont forcément orange plus une couleur. Il y a les câbles de l'année dernière. Rouge, cadet.
Year it was, and fantastic to look ahead to 2022. And we're back live at the MTC. Come on, guys! Because for the first time in a couple of years, we are delighted to be joined by some lucky McLaren fans and Sky competition winners, all wearing their beautiful papaya masks. Well done, you. Great to have you with us tonight.
Well, 2022, of course, is a whole new chapter for McLaren with their first foray into a new series for them, Extreme E, an off-road championship. And that is going to help the team accelerate both their sustainability and diversity programs.
Fantastic stuff. Yes,
on
because
verra
for the first time in history,
Twitch les saisons 2010,
McLaren
2011 et tout, là,
female
il sera
driver.
dedans.
Give it up for the girls, come on. New Zealander Emma Gilmore, who will take the wheel of the MX car alongside American Hannah Faust. And before we unveil the livery that this incredible vehicle will be racing in 2022, our fellow Sky presenter David Garrido brought up with McLaren Extreme E team to get the lowdown before the season starts in Saudi Arabia in just a couple of weeks' time.
Well, McLaren are no strangers to breaking new grounds, not just Formula One, of course.
Ils vont présenter l'IndyCar et le truc Shadow eSport et le truc Extreme E. Alors je sais pas si ça va être avant ou après la McLaren de F1.
Extreme E. I'm delighted to say we're joined by drivers Hannah Faust and Emma Gilmore, and also engineers and sisters Lena and Tina Gay. Great to have you with us. We're going to start off actually by looking back at COP26.
Bon bah là c'est Extreme E.
One-off livery,
comme ça c'est
and
fait.
Emma, you were announced as the team's female driver, but not only that, you were also rubbing shoulders with royalty, with His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales there to help you make the announcement. So it must have been a bit of a pinch myself moment for you. And I know that Emma and Lena, you were involved. So what was that like? Emma, you first.
Totally surreal to, you always look at the royal family on TV and then to be actually meeting him, His Royal Highness. It was amazing. I got opportunity to do a curtsy, which I never thought I'd have that opportunity. So yeah, it was all amazing.
It was really surreal. I didn't think I was going to be doing that morning. When he did arrive, it was just really cool. And he knew so much about engineering and the car. He was asking tons of questions. He knew about my sister and the background of my family. I thought it was great.
So cool.
Yeah.
Emma, what's it like to be McLaren's first ever female driver.
Et oui, le prince Charles.
I mean, that's a pinch me moment. You know, I still get goosebumps being here, being part of the McLaren story. Coming from New Zealand,
on est pas en danger de louper.
You know, starting the McLaren story, it's kind of like full circle to be a female and the first female for McLaren.
So yeah, very honoured.
What about the Odyssey
Sinon, tout le monde se barrerait du
What's it like to drive? How does it compare to what you've driven before?
Après la F1, donc,
compared to a rallycross car, it's quite a big machine, but being electric, it's instant torque. You know, the response is very, very quick. It's very fast, 550 horsepower essentially, and it has a huge amount of suspension travel. So it's like driving a really fast marshmallow over amazing terrain. You know, it seems about right? No, it's really a fun car to drive. I think it's going to be a great race machine.
Tina, you're one of a select few who will be keeping this car in mint condition, I'm sure. What are the challenges? What have you learned already?
So we've had 2 full days of testing and then a quick shakedown, and we had a chance to run through a few of the setup changes and quite a few of the driver settings. The challenges really for us are making sure that we can adapt the car for both drivers. So they both have slightly different driving styles. So they both want something slightly different from the car. And of course the way to get the speed out of the car and to achieve the best performance is going to be giving them both a car that they can work with.
And Lena, Extreme, of course, stands for gender equality. One male, one female driver. But what about your role leading for females in STEM, science, technology, engineering and maths? How important is that for you?
I think it's incredibly important having role models and having people who are visible for young girls and young people in general to see that motorsport is a career that can be taken up by males or females. In addition to that, McLaren's got an Engage program, which is a partnership between different organisations, including the Women's Engineering Society, and that's to help promote STEM within organisations, schools, and for young people.
Obviously, such a huge environmental thrust in this series. How important is that to you, Tanner, and how important is it to McLaren?
Well, I think McLaren has a history of finding, I mean, even just this building, you know, carbon neutral setting that we're sitting in. But the series, I've been lucky to race cars for 25 years, and I think for motorsport to continue, there needs to be more motorsports like Extreme E. And it's great that McLaren is embracing that. And, you know, carrying scientists around the globe to do environmental studies in regions that maybe don't have the technology or the scientists to do those studies themselves, get testing on the ocean along the way on the ship. It's an amazing thing that I think will help make motorsport a more responsible thing for companies and manufacturers to be involved in, and hopefully will give us, you know, a place where we can play with machines and do things in a responsible way for years to come.
And Tina, I understand you're doing your bit to save the planet. Ahead of Sardinia, what are you planning to do?
So I actually live near Modena in Italy, and I am planning to ride my bike to the event in Sardinia.
Whoa. I mean, what is that like as a ride?
So there's a 10-hour boat in the middle, so that's quite nice.
Handy.
So there's potentially an overnight stop there, but it's a nice ride. So you have to go over the spine of the mountains of Italy first, down to the port. Then from the port it's the boat, and then all the way from the north of the island down to the south. In total it's going to be about 3 days of cycling and about 120 kilometres a day, so not crazy, but quite a lot, quite hilly.
Attends, ils ont envoyé des blindés
you actually have
à Paris pour bloquer le pont de la Liberté.
More experienced than Tanner at Extreme E. So how is that working as a driver pairing? What are you sharing?
Yeah, I think I can, you know, show some insight into what it's been like racing in Extreme E. I think, you know, before I took part in the series, you watch it on TV and you think, yeah, that looks okay. It doesn't look, you know, I can give that a go. And then when you're actually taking part, it's, you know, a lot more difficult than as it looks from sitting on the couch. So it's been really valuable being able to share that knowledge with Tanner and, you know, working together as a team and you know, through that testing that we did together last year, just, you know, working things out and how we're going to attack the season.
It's a really unique opportunity, actually, to get involved in a series with somebody who literally has hands-on experience.
On s'en branle de cela,
putain. C'est long leur interview. Putain, ils auraient pas pu we have as good a chance to hit the ground running as any team possibly could.
Non, mais le truc, c'est qu'ils vont promouvoir leur série Extreme E. Ils vont promouvoir l'IndyCar. Après, le Tour d'e-sport. Donc, la présentation de la voiture, à mon avis, ça va être 20h30 minimum. 20h40.
in Saudi Arabia on February the 19th and 20th.
D'ailleurs, ce convoi descendait en Belgique, enfin chez moi, ils ont bloqué la record de ma vie.
Well, we can't wait
Ouais,
to
ils vont en
see the
Belgique.
Extreme E car hit hit the desert in Saudi Arabia in just a couple of weeks' time. And we're delighted to say we have the XE drivers, Emma and Tanner, here with us in the studio. Hi, guys. And stay tuned, because we'll reveal the new livery it'll be racing in a little later on in the show.
Indeed, but now it's time to cross across the pond to our American brothers and sisters, or McLaren's brothers and sisters, at Arrow McLaren SP. The team are heading into their third season of the IndyCar Championship.
Alors là, c'est l'IndyCar maintenant.
For the first time,
c'est quoi le MX en haut à droite là?
Which is a great thing, and the team had a very strong season, of course, in 2021 with 2 wins for Pato Award and some great drives from Felix Rosenqvist. So let's head over then to Indianapolis, where Katie Kyle is with Pato, Felix and team president Taylor Kyle to look ahead at another exciting season with Arrow McLaren SP.
Je sais pas, avec leur police, c'est bizarre. Hein. Alors là, maintenant, on passe à l'IndyCar. Bon, le suspense est terrible. Hein. Ah, ils abusent un peu, McLaren. C'est vrai que... Bah ouais, c'est ça, mais ça m'étonne. McLaren en motocross, ça n'a aucun sens. Ils font pas de moto, McLaren, c'est pas possible. Non, ça doit être autre chose. Les emojis sommeil, ils en peuvent plus, les gens.
Arrow McLaren SP here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Katie Kyle, joined by Pato Award, Felix Rosenqvist, and team president Taylor Kyle. Guys, we're just a few weeks away from the 2022 season.
We are. We're excited. We had a great 2021 together, and
bon, ils sont que... Il y a un mec à gauche aussi, ils sont 3, donc ça devrait aller assez vite, je pense.
You know, I'd be lying if I said that the goals weren't
Latifi World Champion.
To make that championship happen, have another go at the 500. We were really close last year, so we've set the bar high. I mean, there's no other way to put it. So I think we just need to really focus on what our strengths are in keeping those, and then just making our weaknesses better. And I think that just you know, put us in a better position to fight at the end of it.
I'm excited. I think there's a lot of new things coming along with the team, and you know, I have a new engineer that I'm working with, Craig, and we have the whole, you know, partnership with McLaren becoming even tighter. So yeah, it's super exciting times. Taylor, now that the McLaren acquisition is complete, what do you feel the team will gain this season?
Well, I
think il y avait un autre logo, je crois.
You know, I think foundationally we're a very strong organization, but what this has allowed us to do is tap into the tremendous amount of resource and expertise, but more importantly, a lot of really smart, driven, focused individuals. This team is packed with talent. McLaren Racing across all of its organizations is fantastic. So to be partnered with that, to be able to tap into that, it's invaluable. And I think, you know, ultimately, it gives us a resource that nobody else in the IndyCar paddock has. So that's a great advantage to us.
When you start talking to race car drivers about speed, your eyes always light up, and you had some incredible speed at Texas and Indianapolis this year. What did you like about that car?
I thought the super speedways were very, like, me together with the car we had there was just amazing. It clicked straight away. We were competitive. We were actually fighting up front in all 3 of those races, and then it was kind of like a breakthrough on ovals for me as well last year. So I think this year having that experience with me and
chaud, hein, je suis pas bilingue, donc traduire à la volée comme ça, je vous avoue.
Speaking of the Indianapolis 500, Juan Montoya is back, 2-time Indianapolis 500 champion. The band's back together. What do you like about racing with Juan?
He's just a fun guy to have around. He's a huge character in every way, racing, outside of racing, just as a person. He's very genuine, very direct, and it's just a lot of fun. We really enjoyed him in the team in the month of May last year.
Taylor, the team has some incredible partners. Aero Electronics has been around for several seasons now. Views is fairly new to the team, but they're both very active partners. How important is that in today's motorsports?
Well, it's incredible, and anytime you're associated with organizations like Aero and Views, their passion and their energy and their desire to connect with the fans is totally aligned with what we want to do as an organization.
I got to imagine something else that gives you a little extra tenth on track is your fan base. They are intense. I love hearing the chants from the stands every time I'm on pit lane.
It's awesome. It's been really cool, and I've really truly seen like a difference in messages and just people that are watching the races, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see all the 5 shirts out there. at the end of the season last year, I saw a lot of support, and that's all you can ask for whenever you're fighting for a championship and you know, you're going up against the best.
Non, pas encore Abdel.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Hopefully we can, you know, grow that even more.
So one of the things I was hoping you would say that you've been working on this off season is keeping your hair the exact same.
The flow.
Yeah, the
Il reste encore le shadow là, le truc qui se porte.
I do.
You like it?
Et après la F1.
I just think it was a lot easier to maintain. You just grab water and go straight back.
But can you keep it the same when you get your helmet off? That's the important thing.
We're gonna have to see after.
I like the electrocution look.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't like. Water doesn't even get that down.
No.
Like you put water on top and it's still.
Taylor, you're a new dad. We're new parents. Have just a 4-month-old baby. How did these guys?
C'est pas que ça. Ils nous forcent à regarder le reste quoi.
Of some of our races this
year. On s'en fout un peu, pour être honnête.
I have watched this team grow from what was Sam Schmidt Motorsports, now Mclaren SP, and Taylor, you started at this team when it was just Sam Schmidt Motorsports. How rewarding has this whole process been now to be a championship contender on both levels?
Well, it's been awesome because that's what you think about, that's what you desire when you come to work in racing. Nobody likes to race just to be here. Everybody wants to race to win. You know, I've seen the dynamic of this team change from a small team that maybe can to a team that fights every weekend with the big dogs of the sport. So it's been a wild ride, no doubt. It's been a lot of hard work by a lot of people. We're not there yet, but we're close, and we'll continue to fight and continue to work hard and
les gens n'en peuvent plus dans le chat McLaren. Emoji sommeil.
And great to hear from the Arrow Mclaren SP team, who of course
c'est extrême E, c'est ça.
Season ahead, and they've got the chance to really build on some great results.
IndyCar, Shadow, c'est e-sport,
MX extrême E, McLaren Formula 1. You've all been waiting for the reveal of the McLaren MCL36. Lando and Daniel haven't yet got behind the wheel of the car on track.
Shadow, ils l'ont peut-être fait au début en fait. Vite fait avec les jeunes
joueurs.
Not
only is the simulator a great tool and hugely important tool for car development, but the drivers themselves, well, I think you've all seen Lando on Twitch, I guess, at home. You know, they all use it to hone their skills.
Ils vont enchaîner sur Shadow, je crois.
Unquestionably, it's a great way for the fans to get involved and really develop their racecraft against millions of other gamer racers around the planet. The pandemic has probably helped the growth of esports because people are bored at home and playing. Well, certainly I was. And, you know, I think there's been a massive growth in the esports world in recent times, and the lines between esports drivers and racing drivers are getting increasingly blurred, aren't they?
100%. Now, McLaren has been a long-standing pioneer in the gaming world with its own esports academy. Given the importance of grassroots talent in motorsports and the influence of simulator feedback, as you say, in performance, McLaren has recently unveiled a state-of-the-art McLaren Shadow studio right here at MTC, and we sent Karun along to find out a little bit more.
Alors du coup, et voilà, Shadow, oh là là.
J'ai
dit 20h30, hein, bah, on y est. Dans une minute, on y est. On s'en fout de ces mecs, oh là là.
First of all, guys, what does it mean to you to have the studio here at the MTC?
To me, it means that McLaren Racing take esports very seriously.
On est très content de faire partie du Shadow McLaren team. On fait du virtuel.
It's just a really cool place to hang out and make content. We've got the F1 rigs, we've got Rocket League going on in the background, gaming stuff.
C'est génial.
It's a great place to just chill out.
Well, I think it's time for us to have a little go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should we climb in?
Let's do it.
Ferrari, oui.
So Ben, you don't have to be a pro racer like Josh or have a rig like this.
Ils vont encore rater leur voiture, alors là les fans vont être dépités, hein, si c'est le cas.
No, that's true.
McLaren, je les vois, d'après ce qu'ils disent, ils vont pas être trop au top cette année.
C'est
quoi ça?
Jump in the world. It's an open world game and it's very accessible for people
Attends, il court avec le volant là?
You can have access to the car, you can walk around the virtual MTC and then take part in a few challenges and it's really
quoi.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because people on Roblox
non, c'est un vieux montage de merde.
Le
personnage qui court.
I know, that's the crazy thing about it.
Il s'énerve dans le chat avec les emojis énervés.
Yeah, jump in, have a go, and you can make Lando and Daniel jealous. What's not to love?
Josh, I guess you guys are both
voilà.
McLaren racing fans. Are you excited to see the MCL36?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see it, and also to see how it compares to the new McLaren Shadow
Faut une petite avion en jouant.
What can we expect from McLaren Shadow in 2022, Ben?
Well, more gaming, more content. Basically what we're doing, to be honest, and hopefully we'll be able to get the esports guys in and train them up and be.
Le mec, le blanc là, il a le look typique des Anglais, hein, c'est incroyable. À moitié ronquin et tout. Avec son accent british. Non, je pense pas que ce sera McLaren pour le coup. Ce serait une grosse surprise de retrouver McLaren premier.
To the big reveal of what the MCL36 look like alongside the IndyCar, Extreme E and Shadow teams from the McLaren racing family.
But before we do, I don't think any, especially these fans here, will forget the incredible moment from Monza. The team won the first time in 11 years.
Allez, on revient sur la victoire à Monza. Le doublé à Monza.
For everyone at McLaren, of course, but this year will be an even bigger challenge. We've got new sporting regs, new technical regs. We're going to see what the new car looks like in a little bit.
C'était une grosse surprise de les voir s'imposer les deux là. De McLaren à Monza, c'était fou. Bon, faut dire que le crash Hamilton-Verstappen a bien aidé aussi. Hein. Ils auraient plutôt fait un doublé sinon. Ricardo aurait peut-être gagné, mais... Ah, les là. Alors je remarque qu'il n'y a plus de bleu sur leur combi déjà. Intéressant. Ah, un peu si derrière. Ah, c'est pas mal leur combi comme ça là. Le bleu est léger. Ouais, c'est pas mal. Ça se trouve, le bleu sera comme ça sur la voiture aussi.
A bit of everything. Just enjoying some time away from here. As much as it's lovely to be back now. Yeah, away
Il y a pas mal de noirs hein, sur la combi. Vu que la Mercedes sera de nouveau grise, ils se sont dit on va mettre notre voiture en noir peut-être, avec un peu plus de noir. J'ai pas fait en 2021 tout simplement. Là j'en suis à 2006 hein, du coup, pas 2003.
Yes, it was. Yeah, you can relate. Much overdue.
Je ressors mes vieux jeux des cartons, on va dire ça comme ça.
Yeah, I mean, getting home in general is nice, but obviously to spend it with
family,
des
jeux que j'avais déjà depuis
see
longtemps.
some friends and just do some like normal, simple things for a few weeks felt really good.
Food for the soul. And Lando, coming into your 4th season with the team, a new contract. Come on, guys, new contract. That is good news.
New contract.
How good is that for your mindset going into the season?
It's, I think, probably the best way to start the season, really. A lot of confidence, you know, nice to see the faith the team have in myself, and then the same back the other ways. So,
j'ai F1 2020 par contre, je jouerai dessus. Je ferai une petite carrière dessus, je pense, sur F1 2020 un peu plus tard dans l'année. J'aurai passé tous les jeux actuels. Enfin, tous les jeux auxquels je joue actuellement, quoi. On va dire.
Darling, second year of McLaren. What's that going to do in terms of prep? You know the people, you know the way you're going to head into the season a bit better than before?
Yeah.
That's going to help, isn't it? A bit more than that?
You're basically saying, come on, mate, pull your finger out.
Come on, you won a race last year, so 2, 3?
Yeah, that would be nice.
But it must feel different to this
ouais, il a gagné, mais bon,
Absolutely, it does. You know,
ça éclipse un tout petit peu sa mauvaise saison avec Ricardo, mais il faut quand même retenir qu'il n'a pas fait une très bonne saison en 2021. Il a eu du mal à s'adapter. Hein. Donc c'est compliqué pour Daniel là.
Kind of even like first day on the simulator, it was like just open the doors, walk in, and it's like, all right, guys, where are we at? Let's get into it. So from that point of view, I think it's just going to flow a lot easier this year. And I'm not saying things are going to come easy, but it'll be more efficient.
Well, it's your 12th year in Formula One. You've seen a few rules.
Là, il n'aura pas d'excuses parce que lui, comme Norris, repart à zéro.
That's what you're supposed to say.
Non, certainement pas. Bah toi, achète la PS4, allez.
But with, you know, the new cars and new rules coming in, do you think the
experience
of going through these rule changes in the past is going to help you to get used to the new cars here?
Le PS5, je l'achèterai sûrement un jour, peut-être en 2023. Quand elle sera trouvable en occasion à des prix corrects. Parce qu'en 2022, n'arrivera pas.
I think it will pay off at some point, and there will be little things I can take from experience. So, yeah, I think learning the new car, especially testing, is so important for us, and trying to just there could be things that I've learned over the years which might just help me just be one step ahead in certain moments, occasions. So, yeah, I'll use the experience, but I'm still a young soul, so I'll keep that in me as well.
Well, talking of experience, Lando, to get those 4 podiums and your first pole position last year, you must be able to sort of leverage that and take that momentum into 2022. How excited are you to build?
Même la 3 n'est pas trop à 20
balles. That's the aim, you know. It's the start of the season how we did. I wouldn't say end the season because that wasn't so good, but how we were in the beginning of last year is how we want to kind of start this season. And
bon, il y a beaucoup de blabla dans ce stream quand même, c'est incroyable.
It's just we have to wait and see where we're
going. Ça allait plus vite chez Red Bull et Aston Martin.
We're working hard, but there's a lot of unknowns, so time will tell.
That's what's exciting, though, right? For us lot, anyway. Maybe not for you so much.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
Alors, est-ce qu'ils vont nous présenter une maquette ou une vraie voiture? Ça, c'est la grande question. Bah, je joue sur PS4. Principalement.
I mean, with the new cars, I think it's going to be very much about.
Je m'en servais plus trop.
Kind of just being open-minded with, you know, I'm sure some things will be expected in terms of if we approach a corner like this, then the car's going to do that, but then other times it might not behave that way. So it's about trying to understand, okay, what do I need to do to get this car in a place where it's happy? So the long and short of it is just to drive, I think, at least in testing, with a very open mind and kind of do what you know, but be very experimental as well to see what the car likes. And then, I mean, for me, as the season goes on, or kind of looking at the season ahead, yeah, it's just to be consistently at a higher level than I was in 21. That'll help me out as well.
Lando, you were in the sim earlier this week.
Il est 20h30, les gars, maintenant il faut révéler la voiture. On a soupé de vos discours.
How different is it?
Putain, il va y avoir trop de déclarations dans les sites de news. Je crois que je vais faire le tri, je vais pas tout mettre. La vidéo va durer 20 minutes.
It's changing every time we go back in it, you know, because there's constant evolution, there's constant upgrades getting brought to the car. But it's getting better. Of course, it's like rough when you start because there's so many things to do to it. But it's nice to see the progress from where we were last year to where we are now, and then hopefully trying to continue that. But you know, the simulator, what we have at the moment is just our best guess of what it's going to be like.
Après 30 minutes.
Until we get actually in the car itself, we're not going to know what it's truly like. So it's a good start for sure, and we're working as hard as possible.
Normalement, ça devrait être un peu mieux. Oui, qu'est-ce qu'il foutait avec sa PS4 au taf, le mec d'ailleurs?
There she is. Great color coordination, by the way, with the set. You look fantastic. Very good.
Vous avez pas interviewé le public maintenant, les gars. On a une voiture à voir quand même.
I'm going to be greedy and take a few.
D'accord.
Firstly, Melbourne, the home race, and it's, yeah, not only because it's the home race, but you know, there's track changes.
Je vais peut-être faire une vidéo directe.
So just excited to also go to like a new Melbourne. And then I know he's probably going to say Miami, so that's one as well. I think we're both looking forward to.
Is that more about the after party though?
Well,
ouais, merci d'avoir prévenu.
Time will tell. But there's many, like with 23, there's a lot to pick and choose from, but I'll say those two for now.
Manette rouge, Ferrari.
Thanks for being generous. Lando.
I think Silverstone is the obvious one for me. The British fans, to see all of them again. But the main ones I look forward to are the ones we've just not been.
Ils arrêtent pas de blablater dans ce stream.
Eh
les gars, merde. On veut voir la voiture. On est là pour ça, non?
Great stuff. Thanks, guys. Right, I think it's about time, don't you? Do you think it's about time?
Oui, ça fait 32 minutes qu'on attend cette fameuse McLaren, donc il serait temps de nous la présenter maintenant.
And reveal the Mclaren MCL36 live right here in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, just so that you're aware, there will be flashing images. Let's unveil the cars.
Allez, c'est parti, la petite séquence d'introduction de la voiture. Ça arrive, ça arrive. Elle arrive enfin, cette voiture. Il était temps, hein. Alors, est-ce que c'est une maquette? Ah, d'accord. Et mettez les lumières mieux. Oh, c'est... Ah, elle est pas mal, hein. Ils ont changé le bleu, hein. C'est mieux comme ça. Alors, par contre, le numéro bleu, je suis pas sûr que ce soit une très bonne idée. Alors ça, bon, le MX... Ah, ils présentent les IndyCar et tout, ok, d'accord. Alors, j'ai l'impression que c'est une maquette hein, quand même.
Okay, gentlemen, can I get your first reaction?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I love it. Lovely colours, pops a lot more I think than last season, stands out a lot. Shame it's the number 3 where you'll be seeing now because number 4.
Tu vas fumer au moment où il présente la McLaren, toi.
Apart from that, looks great.
It does pop though. I mean, there's no missing that on track, is there?
Yeah, it's vibrant. It's awesome. You know, I think, you know, when Formula One is a lot of
ouais, joli, ça va, c'est pas mal. Hein. Ouais, je crois que c'est une maquette. Hein.
Purpose, but what comes a close second is looking good, and I'm very pleased that before we've even hit the track, we look good. So we've ticked a big box.
That's incredible to finally see it all.
Non, mais tu pouvais le faire quand il blablatait, quoi. Et revenir au bon moment.
It's quite special to see it complete here, isn't it?
I think it is, especially because you know, this was meant to come out in what 20.
Tournez, on veut voir l'avant, s'il vous plaît. Refaites voir l'avant là.
Visions back then and seeing how it's all come together to put this together and seeing all the engineers and mechanics making the parts and coming from like single bolts and whatever to.
Ouais, c'est une maquette, c'est une maquette.
This is pretty cool. So always a pleasure to be part of and to see.
And also great to see the other 3 cars behind us, the Arrow McLaren SP, MX and Shadow cars, all looking stunning. And a little nod to its green credentials there.
Alors ouais, par contre,
le
bleu sur le long arrière, je sais pas trop. Hein. Le numéro bleu, ça va pas par contre. Ils auraient dû le mettre noir. On va pas le voir, on va pas le voir. On va pas le voir sur la piste.
Okay, thank you.
Faut le mettre noir le numéro, absolument.
I think we should have another round of applause for the car.
Il ressort pas là.
Now we know that the 2022 does bring with it a whole raft of changes to the regulations, which has led to the design of this incredible car that Lando and Daniel will be racing this season. And now that we've seen it in the flesh, let's go behind the scenes with Technical Director James Key, Operations Director Piers Thin, and Racing Director Andrea Stella.
Ouais, bon, après, ils vont interviewer Stella, James Key, etc. Je pense que je vais couper là, hein, parce que ça va encore durer une plombe. On va se concentrer vraiment sur les photos de la voiture en news. Et puis voilà. Bon allez, moi j'arrête là le live. Et je vous dis rendez-vous sur TBF1 pour les photos de la voiture, tout simplement. On y verra mieux que là. Bon, les interviews, on va rien comprendre encore. Donc, ouais. Bon allez, à tout de suite sur TBF1. Et bonne soirée sinon. Ciao.